a 61.7% increase, and your Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivor, spousal, and SSI benefit checks. I have all the details for you here in the video. Let's get into it and discuss all the details. All right, now in this video, I'm following up to another video that I had recently where I was talking about 145% and 83.21% in that video, as those pertain to your Social Security, again, retirement, SSDI, survivor, spousal, SSI benefits, and what we need to pay attention to right now because they've been pulling a fast one on us for the last several years here, and I want to bring this to your attention so we can all be on the same page here. But at the same time, unfortunately, this probably isn't going to be like all that shocking, but it may be a little bit surprising considering the detail and the severity of what is actually happening. Now, first up, let me ask a really quick question. This is going to be a very obvious question, but let me throw it out there really fast. Do you think that your benefits have been keeping up with the real cost of living, as in the price increases on goods and services and everything else you're spending money on every single month and every single year over the last few years, as represented by the COLA, in other words, the cost of living adjustment that we've been receiving, which, by the way, 2.5% this year, 3.2% last year, 8.7% the year before that, 5.9% the year before that, and 1.3% the year before that. Have all of those increases kept up with how much we've been paying more for price increases on goods and services? Now, when you add up all those percentages to put into perspective, that's over 20%. I know it seems weird, like there's no possible way we got a 20% increase. We have. In the last handful of years here, we got over a 20% increase on our benefits, which seems really weird. Like, wow, 20%, that's huge. I agree, it is huge, but guess what? At the same time, depending on what reports you look at and what data points you look at, prices on goods and services have gone up anywhere, on average, between about 25 and 30-ish% across the board on everything. So the simple answer is no. Prices have not, benefits have not kept up with real prices and increases just over the last few years. However, here's the interesting part about it. If we look back in time, back to the year of 2000, so what, 25 plus years ago now, we look back to the year 2000. Guess what? During that amount of time, as reported by the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, we have seen inflation, as they've measured it, increase by 83.21% during that time frame, right? So 25 years, an increase of inflation by 83.21%. It's a lot, right? Well, guess what? During that same amount of time, our benefits have also increased by about that same amount. About 83-ish% is about how much our benefits have gone up in the last 25 years. Again, not bad. Wow. Keeping in place with inflation as represented by the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, because that's what it's supposed to do, right? However, here's the situation. When we dig into the reports a little bit further and we look at actual price increases on goods and services, and again, when I say goods and services, I mean literally everything. Doesn't matter. We could be talking about rent. We could be talking about food, clothing, shoes, healthcare costs, glasses, prescriptions, medical, utilities, gas, used cars, new cars, airline tickets, hotel prices, literally everything. I don't know. Think of anything you can buy and it's all encompassing, right? So anyway, when we look over that same 25-year period of time, we find with the reports that prices have actually gone up 145%. So really, in the last 25 years, prices on goods and services have gone up, in reality, 145%. But yet, as reported, we see that inflation, according to the numbers here, has gone up by 83.21%. Now, what's the difference here? Okay, that simply means that our benefits have also gone up, and this is what the real number is, right around that 83% as well. Okay, so benefits have gone up by that much. However, there's this massive discrepancy. What is the discrepancy? The difference between real price increases of 145% compared to our benefit increases over the same period of time being 83%, or 83.2%, I should say, 83.29%, okay, to be fair, gives us a difference of that 61.7% difference from what it was basically how much of a raise we would need right now to bring our benefits up to parity with price increases just over the last 25 years. Real price increases. Now, here's the thing. There's a big difference between price increases on goods and services that is being reported to us based on the cost of living and the inflation reports, or the actual price increases on goods and services that we are all experiencing in the real world when we go out to buy real goods and services on our store shelves, like we probably do every single week or every single month, whatever your shopping habits are. When we go out and spend that money, we clearly see that the inflation reports and the COLAs that we get every single year do not keep up. Like I was talking about at the very beginning of this video, no surprise whatsoever. We know that, right? We've been dealing with it for a very long time. But that is the situation. So we would literally need a 61.7% increase to our monthly benefit right now just to bring us up to parity with actual real price increases over the last 25 years. Now, this is what I've talked about before in other videos, which is it's not even a bunch. I mean, a little bit over the last few years, and it makes a big difference over time, especially with compounding. Remember, the nice thing about compounding is that when you get a 2.5% raise or a 3% raise or an 8.7% raise, all the raises that follow that the following years are compounded on top of those raises, so you technically get more and more and more. It gets more. It builds on itself over time. The power of compounding. It's amazing, right? But you don't really get that unless you extrapolate out a long period of time. In this case, we have 25 years, which, 25 years is 25 years. It's not a ton, but it's also definitely not a short amount of time either. It's a lot of time. Well, over that amount of time, we've lost so much purchasing power because we've lost also the time and the compounding that we would have had on our monthly benefit if it actually would have been adjusted just that little bit more every single year in the COLA to actually account for real price increases. It really wouldn't have had to have been a whole lot more. 0.5% here, 1% there, 1.2% there, maybe an extra 2% occasionally, but just that little bit of an extra bump to benefits over long periods of time, 20, 25, 15 years, as we continue to progress closer and closer to present time, would have actually accounted for all of that. But it was those little discrepancies year after year after year over a long period of time, and now here we sit with a 61.7% discrepancy from price increases, real prices, and where beneficiaries are sitting. Again, going back to the point that we've seen so many times in the headlines, which is seniors, people with disabilities, Social Security beneficiaries are falling behind. Look at the numbers. Obviously, we're falling behind. It's not that hard to figure out. Just look at the numbers, run the math. I mean, it's basic numbers here, right? No wonder why. And again, this is exactly why. The time value of money, the depletion of purchasing power, and compounding all coupled together means, there you go. That's the situation we're dealing with right now. But again, I want to throw this out there just really, really fast here. And then I'm going to wrap this up, which is, do you think that maybe years ago they looked out into the future and thought, hey, we're going to have a massive financial problem with Social Security if we continue to give raises at current inflation rates? If we do that, we're going to see an insolvency issue very quickly, right? So maybe if we tame the numbers off a little bit and we reduce the COLAs, and again, I'm not saying that they actually did this, I'm just saying it seems a little suspicious in my opinion. But if they maybe tamed down the COLA raises by like 0.75% or 0.5% or 0.2% or 1% per year over long periods of time that they could extend out the solvency of Social Security, absolutely, right? 100%. So that's just another thought that I want to throw out there. I don't know. Again, I'm not going to sit here and have some conspiracy. Oh, they did all this. They had this conspiracy against us. I don't know that. I'm just simply saying it just seems a little bit odd that this is the case. So anyway, we'll have to see what happens going forward. And again, I will keep you posted. Right now, so far, we are still seeing inflation holding very strong, and it's not coming down to the levels and the focus that the Federal Reserve wants. In other words, we're going to be dealing with this a lot longer than they originally anticipated, which they said, don't worry, it's just transitory. False, not transitory. It's lasting a whole lot longer than that. So Anyway, I'll keep you posted. If I can ask a huge favor of you, if you're new here or if you have not done so yet, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free to do so. There's a big subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Also, if you have not done so, please feel free to share the video. There's a share button right down below as well. If you can think of just 1 or 2 people that benefit from this video or knowing me and or this channel with the 5,000 plus videos, please feel free to share this video or any other videos here on the channel with your friends, family, social media, or just a couple people you can think of. Thank you again. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, again, check out the well over 5,000 videos in the video library. Totally free to do so. Or down below in the description at the top of the comment section, I've hand-selected some very popular videos for you there. Check those out. Or right now, popping up on your screen as well, you see some videos there. Check out one of those. Otherwise, just have a nice day, and I hope to catch you again soon in the next video. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate all of you.